Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Walt Whitman High School here in Northern Maryland. It is an honor to be with you. This is Matthew Thomas here with the one and only Dono behind the camera. We are looking forward to a fantastic match. Very seldom in UPSL play do two teams play each other in the same season because of an unusually small bracket this season with 6 teams in the DMV North. They will play 10 games instead of the normal 8. And they will play everybody twice. These two teams, currently fighting in the battle for second and third, are playing 2 weeks in a row. MSI took over the lead position for second place last week with a 4-1 victory on the road against BridgeSports. But tonight is BridgeSports' opportunity to come back. And in Bowley's at number 1, is carefully watching this as they will play both these teams again, who they've beaten both of them 3-0 earlier. We have a beautiful night, just a little north of 60 degrees, nearly a clear night, fantastic night to play this game of football that we all love so much on a night that you feel like you can run and run and run and not wear out. It's nice to not be in hats and gloves and rain coming down, as so much of this season we've already experienced. Definitely an exciting night. What we're going to be watching for is changes that these two teams made. BridgeSports came out with a real high press last time. Got caught often in a counter. MSI counters hard, they counter fast, they counter aggressively. They try to play the middle, but most teams take away the middle. Then they get out to the flanks, and they play it so well in the flanks. Ilias, number 2, out on the outside flank, does such a fantastic job for this MSI team. And that's where so many of the goals and the opportunities came from. So we'll see what BridgeSports' opportunities look like tonight. We'll see what their tactics look like, whether they're going to sit back a little bit. It's not really their style. They're a very strong, fast, athletic team. This MSI team is known to just be so organized, play so well, so disciplined. They get 8-9 into the attack. They get 8-9-10 back into the defense. But they're not probably the most athletic team in the league, but they're certainly one of the most organized. They may be the best team on the ball across all 11 players. So we will look to see. They will be missing one of their key stalwarts back in the defense. So we will see what the difference of that looks like. But we're in for a fantastic night. Again, a perfect night to play. And we are just about getting ready for our walkout. We will take this opportunity to introduce our high-level referee crew. Giovanni R. will be your center with the whistle in the middle. Victor C., AR1 on this side, the team side. You have a good view of William M. there on the far side. And Rosalina R. will have the sometimes unenviable task of keeping peace among the coaches in the middle of the field. We will get into some more. We have some shout-outs. An exciting time of year with graduations and weddings going on. If you are able, stand with us as we do our walkout. I believe we have a national anthem. And we will start here momentarily. All right, folks, we are just moments away. We will start, I believe we have a 7:34 kickoff at this point. Just moments away. Other than against Bullies, who MSI was not able to put one in the net, their trademark all season has been coming out strong, fast, and hard. They've scored as many as 4 goals in the first 9 minutes already this UPSL season. So opponents are really looking to get to that 10-minute mark without having surrendered. It's not a team you want to go down and be chasing. It'll be a long, exhausting night. BridgeSports, of course, would love to get on the board early, but they're going to want to hold them off as much as they can, establish some possession early on, and really show that they've made the changes necessary from last week's 4-1 MSI victory. I think we're going to have a good indication here in just the first few minutes what strategy looks like. MSI did not want to divulge any trade secrets. They said, though, that they are making some changes. There's a couple personnel changes. Simon, unfortunately, is injured for them, will not be in the back, so they're looking to see who their key leader will be in the back and in the midfield, both vocally and demonstratively, and whether they can keep possession in the back as they've done so well, as he is just so good on with the ball on his foot, under pressure, never seems that his heart rate goes up even a beat, and just fantastic player back there. So MSI is competent and confident that they've got guys that can take the spot, but it is a big set of shoes to fill, and the strong 5'9" defender that is typically back there. So we will see what that looks like. Captains are having their final say. Referee Giovanni is just about ready to call them in and get started. Hope you enjoy that view across. Even prettier in the fall when all the leaves are changing, but with a great view of the woods from across from the field here. Beautiful green view. BridgeSports will have the opening kick, and we're expecting to kind of see what this game's going to look like early on. Again, this BridgeSports team came and attacked so hard and so aggressively, left themselves open a little bit, but the idea was, can they go and get some pressure on MSI and get some early? So we'll see whether they take the same approach. The initial answer is a little bit of possession in the back. And then there they go, up and over the top. Flag went up immediately. So even without Simon in the middle, they were able to hold their back line, hold it steady, hold it straight, step up just a moment before contact on that long pass. But you could see what BridgeSport was looking to do. Get that ball played down the flank. Get it into speed. See what they could do here. Elliot Hodges, 17 out here, was the target on that pass, and we're sure will be continually. Balogun, 23, is their single striker up top. MSI tries to go through the middle, initially misplayed, well headed back. Keeper chooses, Sienna chooses just to play it with his body, not use his hands. That way he is not subject to the 8-second count. Hodges looking to take him on one-on-one, gets it through. Capellina gets a foot on it. It's always able to get. BridgeSports gets the second ball, and gets a shot with a decent-looking opportunity to start. That's exactly what they're looking for. They would have certainly loved to gone up on the front foot this early in the match. But I think Coach Mo would have been happy, is happy with what he's seeing, that they're getting into the attack, getting some opportunities early. So it will be whether they can defend back in numbers and at the pace that they need to when MSI comes at them with 6, 7, and 8. MSI 18 will knock it around. I understand that we've had our coffee shop named wrong. It's not Capellini, it's Capellina. But Capellina Martini still makes for a great coffee shop. They will connect. They already have once. Capellina down the wing. Plays it outside. Nice little flick. Not able to keep it. And MSI will take the first throw-in of the night. Coach Mo giving a thumbs up to his squad. Likes what he sees so far. Certainly a long way to go. This MSI team will play back through their keeper no matter which of the three is in. Yus, who's Yusafa, told me that the favorite nickname at home is Yusosa. He said that is his mom's chosen term for him, so shout out to Mom if she's watching tonight. Trying to play through, trying to find Katim there. Called for a handball, didn't get it. BridgeSports looking for a long attack. Ahmed Nima does a nice job shielding it out. Nima is going to the outside. Taylor Nelson has shifted to the inside to replace Simon. So we'll see what that looks like as Nelson is so strong getting in the attack and serving balls from 30 and 40 yards out. Capellini tries to get one all the way across to Ilias, not able to get that through. Hodges plays it in, finds a man, he's got a little bit of space. We've got a shot, initially blocked. Ball bouncing around, good bit of pressure there by BridgeSports and foul called on Reyes. Free kick coming out for MSI. You see the high pressure that this BridgeSports team really likes and wants to build off of. Similar style we see with the Bobcats with such young, strong, fast, aggressive teams. MSI will look to just build it out, take their time. If you just tune in sometimes, you would think you're watching a training session for MSI. No hurry, knock it around the back, knock it back across. 40-yard ball from outside back to outside back. Playing this back through Nelson. No hurry. You see where the line is that BridgeSports is establishing, the 40-yard line, so basically 50 yards from their goal, going up over top. Ball headed out nice before it could get to Lynham. Nelson's going to have to win that. Takes a little bit of a bump from behind. The ref says no. Initial head. Hodges is on it. Man coming from behind, man in front. Does a nice job, almost splits them. Martini tries to win it. He takes a little bit of a shot, and his momentum sent him forward. The ref said, no, we play. We see early on, this ref's going to give these guys a little bit of room and let them play. BridgeSports gets down, wins the foot race on the outside, but excellently defended there in the middle. That was Nima that came over from his outside back position. And Ilias, who defends so well from his outside mid, is now basically in the straight line, serving as a 4-back. But then most of the night in the offense, you will think that Ilias is a wing attacker as he gets into that. Typically, he subs out after about the 77th minute just because of the number of miles he puts on his boots. But we did see with Bowley's that he played the entire time and ran just as strong those last 10-15 minutes. These outside midfielders for this MSI team and even the outside backs are asked to really get up and down the field. Elias talking to coach and sharing his thoughts as to what needs to happen. Here he is in that wing position. Nima's driving, looking for space. Katim has come all the way back, does a nice job. A little bit of miscommunication, but boy, a great idea. Katima thought that Ilias was a little higher and was breaking on that. Had he been right, Ilias would have had that ball into space, and then they would have had a 2-on-1 situation heading the goal. As it was, it goes out, so we will have this throw in for Bridgeport, looking down the line. Sissoko on it, back to Hodges. Johnson plays it, slides it over across the Reyes. Atoka. Back to Hodges, takes a little bit of push in the back. The ref says we're not going to do that tonight. I think that's as much of a test as to what the referee's going to do as it is a statement to the other team. Am I going to be able to get away with that? Old Raheem realizes there that he's not going to. But that will still be a physical matchup out here on the outside. Again, he is an outside midfielder that plays it like an outside back in this 3-5-2 position. Just as we say it, he steps up, wins the ball. Second ball goes back to BridgeSports. Hodges has it, looks up over the top. Nelson does an excellent job. Kind of a tough second bounce. Get to the outside. Headley gets on it, serves it up, far post. Just a little bit past Sissoko. Made it run a little bit more inside. That ball went deeper and wider. Just getting out. Another dangerous opportunity. Neither keeper is credited with a save at this point, but without a doubt, the play has been more in the MSI defensive end, which is exactly what Bridgeports is looking for. MSI skips the line, goes up to line him. Nice piece of defending. Gives Bridgeports a chance to get some numbers back. Quickly get 7 behind the ball. Now 8. Lynham wins it. Takes a little bit of a pull. Looks like we will have our first booking of the night. It does go to Johnson. Which I'm not sure was the defender with the initial push. From here, we thought Ngatho 18 had gotten it, but not much of an argument. Might be taking one for his teammate there. Dangerous spot here. 30 yards out. Lynham on his right foot. Ellis on his left foot. Players lined up far post. This will probably be a shot on goal and then looking for a rebound. Yep, goes hard and low. Little bit of a rebound. Well played there by Santa. Santa, big, strong, sturdy goalkeeper here for this Bridgeport team. Type that as a defender just gives you such confidence with him behind you. Bridgeport was looking to play it down this flank that was blocked off, so they'll take it back. Play back through Sienna. Plays a beautiful ball up over. Little bit of a miscommunication. Forward was looking more for a ball to feet. Ball went in to space up over the top. Capolina will take the throw. This even shows you the confidence that this MSI coaching staff has. They only have 3 backs, so when you have one of them taking a throw, it exposes 2 guys, and if there's a bad throw or a missed touch out of the back, that can be exposed quickly. And yet they do it repeatedly and don't seem to have many problems with it. Capolina with a nice fake move there. Katim coming back to it, plays it back, then makes his run off. Nelson in the middle. Finds Johannes, slides it back out. Capolina back on it. Looks up over the top. Has Lynham running on. Defender. Well defended there by Thomas. Just able to kind of shield him off. Again, the law states that you could shield as long as you're within 1 yard of the ball. You can't stop. Let the ball go 2, 3, 5 yards in front of you and shield a defender. Thomas did a great job, ran with his defender, kept his body between the defender and the ball, and then let the ball just run back to his keeper. Those of you young defenders watching at home played absolutely perfectly. Too often young players stop and the player gets away from them and then it can be called for a foul. A little bit of excitement here in the back. Hughes does a nice job, plays it out, does go out for a throw-in for Bridgeport. Long ball played by Nelson. Bridgeport's back on it. So often it seems like this MSI team has a magnet winning every second ball. And tonight, Bridgeport's has won the majority of the second ball. Elias with a nice step. Finds Lynham up over the top. Flag stay down. The ball just curved and drove back into his feet, kind of tripping him up. What a fantastic ball that was by Elias over the top. Fine Lynham. We immediately checked the flag. The flag stayed down. If he was able to control that, especially in front of him and get in stride, would have had a one-on-one situation with Bridgeport defenders trailing hard. As it were, it tripped them up. Goes back to Bridgeport. They're looking for the possession. Neither team's really established possession numbers yet. Been pretty even. It's typically been what's happened. 3, 4, 5 passes, and then it gets stolen. And then as soon as one of them looks to play a ball through or over the top, defender steps in. We only have the 1 recorded shot on goal so far. So we have 1 save for Sienna for BridgeSports, and that was off of the free kick from about 30 yards out that he was able to smother pretty well and just take the first bounce and was able to get backspin on it. Perfect technique playing with that ball. Had it come back to him, no worries. So we had talked about BridgeSports would have definitely wanted to get to the 10-minute mark without surrendering a goal. They're approaching the 18th minute, have not surrendered it, and have had the bigger flow of play in the offensive end so far. So again, after going down, taking a 4-1 defeat to this MSI team last week, they're showing some changes that they made, some great adjustments. So far paying off. Fantastic fake and cut there by Reyes. Well stepped in by Nima. Katim gets on it. Takes a little bit of a hug. We play on. Trying to play that ball through the line again. Butler, the culprit there, to step up and make the steal. This BridgeSports team has been in kind of a rotating 3-6-1, 4-5-1, showing that they want to keep numbers in the midfield. They want to be able to get up in the attack and then put some pressure when they do lose it defensively. A lot of numbers going forward. Again, the whole question is, will they be able to defend with enough numbers and quick enough transition? Back to you, Sosa. No hurry, as we say 10, 15 times a broadcast for this MSI team. MSI coach Nassim did want to give a couple shout-outs tonight. Tonight's backup goalie, Jacob Rexler, is graduating from Einstein High School here soon. We'll get back to that. Lineman has an opportunity in the middle. Oh, just was looking for a back pass to Kelly. Another yard, a different angle, had Kelly, who would have been top of the box, wide open with the ball on his right foot. So Rexler is graduating, getting ready to go to Drew University and play there in the fall. Daniel has the best excuse in the world to miss a men's game. He is getting married this weekend. Congratulations to him and his beautiful bride. Their cameraman and tech guy, who we'll get a view of here later for MSI in the blue vest, Colin, is graduating from American University. Will be an Eagle alumni here in just a few days. And starting goalie, or as they say, kind of 1A, 1B, they have two starters. Gonzo is graduating with a master's degree from University of Maryland. So it's a big weekend for this MSI squad. A lot of great things going on, missing a couple people, but for some fantastic reasons. Ball comes in, over the top. Bridgeport gets the initial head. Hodges tries to save it, not quite able to. Goal kick coming out for MSI. Sienna giving a lot of directions from the back for this BridgeSports team. Clearly shown himself as a leader. Another pass intercepted there by Johnson, who's sitting on the yellow card at the moment. Ball up to Elias. Katim gets a shoulder on it, is able to flick it through. No, ref says that was more elbow than shoulder. Free kick coming for BridgeSports. Akai goes with it quickly. Now we're seeing more of the 4-6-1 out of this Bridgeport team. Again, really transitioning. So in this motion, looks more like a 4-4-2. Ball played through, finds Hodges. Driving, Elias well defending. Nice piece of attacking there by Balagoon. Came busting through, almost able to win that off the foot of Nelson. Nelson just was able to get a foot off it. Balagoon coming through. Hit it hard, but wasn't able to get it controlled in the direction he wants. So goal kick coming out. So now the question is to MSI, what can they do to mount a little bit more offense? They've had very little possession in their attacking half so far. Johannes doing a great job, wins it, wins numbers. Kelly on the outside with an outside turn. did get a little bit of an inside shoulder push, shoulder pull. So they will have a free kick from about 38 yards out. Capolina will take this. I was going to say, we think he's probably going to go short. Wasn't a lot of numbers forward. Does that. Martini plays it through the middle. Back to the other Nima, brother Nima. We're number 10. Bridgeport wins the second ball. MSI gets on it. Nima looks for a long shot there. Well defended. Hodges and Elias go. Hodges busting through. Nelson with a nice sliding play when it popped up. Ref said that it hit the hand of the oncoming Bridgeport's attacker. Hodges doesn't complain, just jogs back to his mark. Matt Capolina controls it with quality and very contently. Ball does get slid out. Bridgeport back in possession. Neiman and Hodges battling again. That going to Sosa. Oh, turns in. I don't think he realized that Hodges was right there behind him. Pulled it back just far enough. He was able to play behind the oncoming Hodges. Had he played that more in front of him, could have been trouble. Doesn't seem like he realized quite where Hodges was. Lynham looking for Elias. Hodges intercepts. Plays back to Ka. Back in the middle to Lewis. The fact that we have called Lewis's name as the center back very little tonight is a really good sign. He's keeping everybody calm back there. Keeps Sienna calm as he plays it. Akkad just pulled his head up a little bit. Doesn't want to surrender the ball in the throw. MSI doesn't seem to agree with that. You can see most of it in your view there. Bridgeport now is back defending with 10 guys behind the level of the ball. They're not messing around. Again, they do not want to go down to this MSI team. Excellent coaching, some great adjustments from last week. Nelson with the long throw in the middle, headed out by Bridgeport. Sienna does a nice job to go and win that at the top of the box, looking for a quick release. Actually looked like it was his own guy that kind of got in his way of that release. The other team can't, but your own man can. Usosa does a nice job coming out. Second ball is bouncing around, won by MSI, but the third ball goes back to Bridgeport. Nice turn there on the outside by Sissoko. Johannes gets it, slides it back to Nelson. Looks at Capolini. Bridgeport's had that red, then we're going to pounce on that. Taylor pulls it back. Beautiful, long, strong ball up over the top. Not quite able to get Obrahim. Well defended there by Akkad, and Sienna just lets it run out for a goal kick. Got a nice little crowd filling in tonight. Beautiful night. Ball up over the top. Nelson, oh, fantastic touch. A little bit of a dangerous one there. It really lunged. If he doesn't get that, Balagoon is going to be streaming forward with nobody between him and Use. Here comes the throw. Bridgeport goes backwards to go forward. Gets it into the mix. Again, balls really seem to be bouncing back to BridgeSports. We're used to seeing nearly every second, third ball ending up on a green jersey. For those just joining us, in the all red sock short shirt, working right to left is BridgeSports. Working left to right, the Leprechauns of MSI in all green. Hodges makes a nice move, slides it through. Hodges gets it back on his left foot. Hughes is able to get it. Oh, and it pops up. Ilias gets out the touch. A nice battle going on. So that ball popped up. The Bridgeport player leapt to get control. Then they were calling for a handball. Again, that law has changed, that if he kicks the ball into the hand of the defender that did not have time to get that hand out of the way, that is no longer a handball as of about 5 years ago, according to FIFA. And then the two of them battled, and foul was eventually called on Bridgeport. But again, a little bit of a hairy situation. Fofana's first save of the night having to be a good one there. Something we're going to keep watching. That was Hodges and Sissoko with great combination play from left to center, back to left here for Bridgeports. Hodges got it. Hodges would probably love to have that one back. He had looked far post. That's kind of where Yusufa had gone. If he drives that especially high, hard near post and able to get it inside the near post, then I think we'd be looking at a 1-0 Bridgeport's lead. Fofana made the save. Elias was there to kind of acrobatically knock it out. But this Bridgeport pressure defense, there's another one. Had an advantage. Fofana was way up, 30 yards out from goal. Reyes went up over the top. So there was an advantage called, a clear foul, stopping a promising opportunity. Promising attack, SPA, for MSI, but the ref allowed it to play through. But then they came back and yellow carded Johannes Asras, number 8. So both teams sitting on a yellow card right now. Number 8, Reyes for Bridgeports would like to have that back. He had a little bit more time. Had Fofana way out of the goal. Bad pass coming across. Intercepted here. Oh, nice little cut and turn. Fantastic piece of defending from behind for Nima. Looked like the MSI defense was beat. Nima able to come from behind and get a poke. Fans here in the stands kind of starting to feel it and starting to feel like there's a Bridgeport's goal coming. But that's where this MSI team is just so dangerous. They strike quickly and strong out of a counterattack, seemingly out of nowhere often. Aka plays it back. Santa back to Aka. Aka has some time and space. Back to Hodges, who's probably been on the ball more than anyone tonight. There was a little bit of a touch from behind. Nemo went down. The ref says hugging and touching is allowed. But MSI will get that call. From our vantage point, that looked like a good no call on this side. Definitely put some hands on the back of Nima, but big, strong attacker usually takes a lot more to put him down. You attackers around the world, you get together and drink coffee and figure out how to fall and make it count. Us defenders of the world are happy to see you on the ground and the ref waving get up. Ball up at the top is not going to quite get to the box. Elias does a nice job to chest that back. Again, as long as it is not played with a foot or a knee directly back purposely to the keeper, you can play it back. So the chest there is absolutely allowed. Katim being so strong in the midfield, doesn't win it, but does allow it to go back to MSI. Capolina now driving, has got some space, finds Katim, but well defended. Lewis again doing a nice job, just getting a step ahead, shielding and allowing it to go out for the goal kick. So we're into the 33rd minute without a goal. If you're just joining us, BridgeSports has had the lion's share possession and certainly the better opportunities. Driving through the middle, a little bit of time and space. They've got 5 players making runs. Not enough support from the midfield there. Last minute, Johnson stepped up. Looked like the 2 center midfielders thought something else was going to happen, and they were hanging back a little bit more defensively. Martini on it, back to Capolina. Capolina up over the top ball. He was looking for before. Finds Ilias, and excellent. Again, just slight miscommunication. Had Katim made that run right when Ilias had initially headed that ball through, he would have been breaking loose to goal. He didn't quite read what Ilias was doing, which, to his defense, wasn't a play easy to see. Ilias took a great ball almost behind him, flicked it forward directly on the path of his oncoming attacker. Not something that I think you'd see very often in a training session, but something that they will talk about and read going forward. Nelson again, long throw, gets it far post. Oh! Nelson's throws typically come in about chest high in the middle. That one he got a little extra on it, put it up, got it all the way far post. Everybody cut inside, including the Bridgeport defense. Kelly, who was the left outside mid, had come all the way over to the right flank, was able to take that just outside, about 6 yards out from goal, really unattended, got a good solid header, and it just skimmed off the top of the bar. So exactly what we've been talking about. This Bridgeport team is looking to pressure and getting more of the attack, but MSI in the counter quickly, a long throw, and those throws really just give them an extra 4 or 5 corner kicks in essence per game. Nima on this, under some pressure, goes down and does get the call. I think, Donovan, that was the universal sign for I didn't do anything coming from Bridgeport there. Unfortunately, we don't have the extra headset for Donovan to join us, but he is here and focused and doing a fantastic job. Katim won it, took a little bit of a touch on the back of the foot, back of the calf. Not a lot. Things getting a little chippy there. MSI tried to take the kick quickly, see if they could get a cheap yellow card out of it. And then Katim with a little bit of a push there to Sissoko. The MSI team is used to kind of being the bullies of this division along with bullies. Ball slides through. Kelly's on it, tries to cut it back. Not quite able to get it. Had Lynham if he could have gotten it all the way back across in front of Siena, and Siena read it well. Siena going with the long kick. Capolina on it. Martini winning it, but off the head of Bridgeport. Back to Martini. Call coming back after the advantage was played. So Bridgeport will have the kick here. Entering the last 5 minutes or so of this first half. Well defended. Bridgesport's trying to keep them in. Sissoko and Hodges have worked so well here on this side, both offensively attacking. The best opportunity tonight came from pass between them, but they're also switching to defend very well. It's hard to tell who's the foremost player. One is stepping up and one is stepping back, and then they're reversing. Lynham stumbles on a little bit, able to get control and possession back to Nelson. Back over to Capolina, slides it back to Nelson. Nima here, finds Elias, has Lynham going down the flank. Can it get through? Excellent piece of defending there by Aka. Hodges back, Bridgesport's in the counter, just going off Sissoko's foot. Skims off the head of Lynham, out for a goal kick. Capolina pushing a little heavier, a little farther forward. Martini on it, back to Capolina. Finds Lynham in the middle. Elias steps in, Bridgeport still on it, coming out. Nobody there, although it takes a bad bounce on Nima. Sissoko tried to come up, had Hodges. Little push from behind. The ref says, get up and keep going. Little flick by Lynham. Comes through, flag stays down. Nima had it. Ball driven in by Kelly. Lynham there, near post. Think the flag would have stayed down, but it's hard to say, and we wouldn't know until he had touched it or affected the play. Since it skipped through him, that never happened, so flag stayed down regardless. And then Bridgeport's right away back up into the attack. We're seeing a couple extra little bumps from behind. These teams are trying to establish who's boss and who's bully. Gets through. Lynham may have an opportunity, and that's going to go just wide. Lynham just got a little bit too much of an inside touch, just curved it out, looked good for a while, and then you could see the last 3 or 4 feet that was just bending outside. Some experienced fans up here think that there was a touch on the keeper. They're usually right, but in this case, we think that was probably a good call, no touch. You saw that the MSI team did not argue it, but the fans were pleading their case for them. Coaches will tell you that the worst time to give up a goal is in the first 5 minutes or last 5 minutes of any half. This Bridgeport team would love to go into the locker room here, or in this case, into the sideline under a tree with a goal in the final couple minutes. Nice piece of defending. Bridgeport's doing an excellent job. We talked about whether there would be a shift from last week and that they pressed so hard that they left themselves a little exposed. Well, they really have seemed to get it tonight and have made the proper adjustment in that they are still defending hard, most of the play has been on their offensive half. But then when MSI attacks, Bridgeport's getting back with numbers and not being exposed as they were last week. Nice little battle going on there. Hodges, who's been on the ball seemingly all night, looks for a nice little kind of a futsal flick. Just escapes under his foot. You hear Bridgeport team screaming for guys to get back. They've got all 11 behind the ball at the moment. They've kind of taken this mid to high line when the MSI defense has been passing it around. They've kind of stayed at the 40, which is about where they are now. Now they're shifting. They're willing to go a little bit deeper. Just getting one man, making them play predictably. Came from the left to make them play to the right, which they did, but they got through. Nima tried to bust through. Well defended. Bridgeport gets a nice kick. Oh, wow, P. Great defending there by Nima coming from behind. Wins the slide. Elias throws it on. Goes outside line. Kelly was there, not able to control it. Bridgeport's busting out. Ref says we got all ball there. Kelly going tumbling over the top just for dramatic effect. Donovan tells me that we are approaching the 44th minute. We would not expect a lot to be added. We haven't had any goal. The two cards were quick, have not had any injuries. So here's another long throw. Last time this went high and longer than normal. Kelly was on the back post. Now we see Lynham going back post. It's to him. Oh, it's on him. Oh, and Sienna was right there. Lynham was able to get ahead on it, but Sienna basically had him suffocated. It bounced around a little bit. Sienna kind of gave him a pat on the chest, as if to say, well done, but you're not beating me on that. Martini, a nice piece of skill, just so strong in the ball. Takes a push from behind. The ref allows the play to go for a moment and calls it back. This will be one of our final opportunities of the half. Martini looks a little frustrated, might be calling for a card. But ref saw it all the way. We gave him a chance for the advantage to play out. It did not. So about 45 yards from goal. MSI is gathering about 5-6 shirts here. Top of the penalty area, far post. Capolino will probably bend this in. Left to right, he does. It goes on. Bridgeport gets the initial, then falls to MSI, back to Bridgeport. Up to Bridgeport. Now a good fight. Lynham coming on it, looking to turn. Gets it, Katim. These teams are battling. Every one-on-one play in the defensive end is a great offensive versus one-on-one defender battle, both sides. The defenders have won those battles tonight in large part. Game could really come down to one forward beating a one-on-one move for a defender and getting into goal. It has not happened. We've been given the official word from MSI lead admin Wendy that we are adding 1 minute. Capolino will get another chance here. See if MSI, who typically has 3 or 4 different plays on these types of free kicks, they're looking to do anything different. Looks like it's the same. Going to drive this in. Yep. Curling it in. Well defended by Bridgeport. And the ref said he got a push from behind. We thought maybe the initial whistle was the halftime. It was not, but here it is. So, folks, hope you come back and join us. This is going to be a barn burner of a second half. So we go into halftime. Teams look like they might be chirping a little bit. So at halftime, We have 0-0. Bridgesport's had the heavier part of the attack, the better opportunities. MSI, a couple counterattacks came close. So we're looking forward to the second half. We think that if one goal happens early, that it could really break out and we could see 3 or 4. But if not, then we could end up with one goal late, either off of a missed opportunity, off of a mistake, or one of these teams is challenging their stars to see if they could come up with something great. So, folks, this is Matthew Thomas and Donovan. We will come back and join you in about 10 minutes. Welcome back, folks, to Walt Whitman High School here in Bethesda, Maryland. We have a fantastic game between the number 2 and number 3 teams in the DMV north of the UPSL. Teams played last week with a 4-1 MSI win. Different story tonight. It's been a fantastic game so far. We are 0-0 at the half, but Bridgeport has been on the front foot, forcing MSI a little onto the back foot. MSI has had their typical counterattack. They've hit the top of the crossbar. Keeper Sienna having to make a save there near the end on a fantastic header off a long throw. But without a doubt, the play is far more in the offensive side for Bridgeport. So we'll see what changes both tactically, technically, and personnel-wise these teams make. These are two good teams. So looking to see who can break through. We highlight in the first half that one-on-one battles have been won almost exclusively by the defender on both sides. Can somebody bust through, make a great touch and technical move and get by their defender to either lead to a breakaway or then to open up someone else driving the goal? We've not seen it yet. We had one opportunity for Bridgeport, the best chance so far in the game. Down this flank, Hodges and Sissoko playing a nice give and go. Got it back to Hodges on his left. Fafana read it well, slid a little bit more into the middle. If that would open again, we think we're going to see Hodges take that left-footed shot, rip it high, hard, near post. If he's able to slide that in the post, then we might have our first goal of the night. MSI has come close to connecting. Elias played a beautiful driven long ball to Lynham. Got it on his foot, almost broke into him too hard and kind of caused him to trip and ended up rolling to a Bridgeport player. We see Francis Meyer here on the side. We've not seen him yet tonight. Last time we had you against Bullies, he did not appear until about the last 15 minutes or so. These teams typically play their decisions close to the chest, so we're not sure whether he has been injured, whether he is kind of in the coach's doghouse, or just simply lost his position. But Meyer is a player who makes things happen when he gets on. And if he can get on against some tired legs of Bridgeport, it might be the difference in this game. MSI looking to get in the attack to start. Elias plays it up. Nima plays it up over the top. Nope, that was Old Brahim. Played it, headed out by Bridgeport. Back. MSI keeping 4 players with the goalie back here behind the ball. Think they see the speed and athleticism of this Bridgeport team. Ball went out. Throw in coming out for Bridgeport. Matches like this are so often determined by one mistake or one fantastic play. We're looking forward to see where that may come from. Taylor Nelson has done a nice job in the middle, stepping in for the injured Simon. Capolina has attacked well, receiving the ball now down this left flank. But I think they miss Nelson being able to attack up the right flank. Nima on the other side is hung back a little bit more defensively. Nelson driving one up over the top. Looks for Katim. Ball rolls. Elias made the run hard. Couldn't quite get it. Initial nice cut there by Hodges and then lost control of it. By Cuadio. Katim, who is working hard as he always does, has not been a factor tonight. Had a couple goals in this match last week. This MSI team with one shot on goal, and that off of a long free kick. Excuse me, they have two. The other one off of a header right at the end of the half. Off of a long throw-in by Nelson, who is getting his throw-ins 7-8 feet in the air past the far post tonight. Ball is absolutely sailing once he lets it go. Incredible weapon for this MSI team. Plays it down. Bridgeport gets the initial touch. Ilias drives through, cleared all the way into the woods. We see our conglomerate of mini-sized ball boys running off into the trees. We see them go into those woods thinking they may never come back, and they seem like one of them always comes back with the ball. They may be the men of the match for this MSI team at times, saving these $100 plus soccer balls from being lost in the woods there. Capolina attacking down, finds Katim. Initially loses it, wins it back, no option. Excellently defended by Cuaudio. Slides it back, Nelson. Tanima to Asras, Johannes Asras. But MSI forced to go back. Resetting back here to Nima, slides it through. Finds Lightum, gets it down. First time we've seen Ilias with the ball on the flank. Not nearly the space he typically has. He will get called for a foul there. Akkad does a nice job defending that. And then takes the foul. We've seen Ilias so often on this field win balls on the flank, have space, drive balls, find guys perfectly charging in the goal. That is the first ball that he has won down on the flank, deep in a corner, but had a red shirt right in his pocket that time. Beautiful ball up over the top. Nima wins it. Little bit of a shaky touch there by Kelly. Capolina was able to win it. Ball bouncing up. Capolina fighting for it. Bridgeport getting it back. Reyes busted through. It was a hard foul. Reyes' body and momentum was all going forward, so he went toppling head over heels. Bridgeport contingent, of course, asking for a card. The MSI contingent tells us that he's fine and he got up no problem. Would have to be deemed a reckless challenge in order to get the yellow, an excessive challenge there to get the red. The ref says it was just a good hard tackle and his momentum drove him forward, but a great chance. Safe Sport drives this hard. Oh, just outside the right post. For a second there, the eyesight kind of blurred and looked like it might have slid in the near post. Usosa did not get fingers on that, so it is a goal kick coming out, but a fantastic opportunity. Safe Sport had a right-footed left footer. The right footer took it on the first touch, drove it hard and low, never much more than about knee-high. Was trying to beat Usosa to the near post, as we talked about before. Had they tried that earlier, they might be up one. Usosa made a nice play on it, but if that ball slides in the post, there's a good chance it gets through. Ball kind of bouncing around. Both teams trying to establish possession again in second half. Slid up over the top. Bridgeport has defended really well in the back. Butler and Lewis holding those center defender positions. And again, we have barely called their names, which is a fantastic sign for this Bridgeport team. But they're back. Kelly gets it going through. Tries to get the call going down. Long throw by Lynham. Oh, and nobody read it. Kateem was basically unmarked far post. Did not see. Lynham went with the quick throw. Typically those go to Nelson, and they set up a play. Lynham tried to catch everybody off guard, which he did, unfortunately, including his own team. But look for that opportunity again. If that ball goes out and Lynham's there, you're going to see him and Kateem make quick eye contact and that throw coming in. That ball was about 5 yards out from goal. Kateem might have had a chance for a uncontested volley. We see Bridgeport getting ready to bring 2 subs in. Kean Thomas and Abnor Mook are looking to come in. We see Bulligan come out, and it looks like Reyes is coming out. Reyes just took the hard foul. A long throw by Nelson. A lot of traffic in the box. Sienna slow to get up, holding his shoulder, did a great job to get hands on it. Martini winning it there and just deflecting it off the defender. Sienna calling for the referee's attention, holding that left shoulder. It was an awkward challenge with him going down with a plethora of players there in front of him. Did a great job to get hands on it and get that out. Nelson took that throw from about the 30, which means that was about a 55-yard throw to get to the far post. Here he is again. Again, MSI has several plays. This time they're running Kateem in the middle, trying to kind of run a shield. Throws it hard, far post. Sienna gets hands on it. Johannes gets the first touch, flicked in. Another header flicked by MSI off of Brian Kelly. But the flag went up saying Kelly was a step ahead of the red. We were anticipating seeing Meyer come in. Asferus comes out. Asferus had a good night. Be proud of the showing. Coaches, I think, will be happy with the effort he gave. Not the controlling, creative player that Meyer is. So we're looking to see what Meyer's able to do. Nelson made it a little interesting in the end. Great touch. Lynham shields off his player. Tried to play down the line there. Him and Kelly trying to connect, not quite able to. Little bumper car action going on. Both teams are getting a little bit more physical as this night goes on. They know that every single individual battle needs to be won. One of those can be the difference of what we see and how the outcome comes tonight. Meyer on the back there. Coming off of Sasaki. Butler knocks that one off. Kelly goes for a throw, fires it hard in the ground, trying to get it up to Nima. This one's knocked out by Headley. We're not sure if MSI has had a corner kick. We do not have one recorded, but this is about the 6th long throw that plays as a corner for this MSI team. Meyer driving in hard, far post. They're looking for him. Oh, just headed out right before it got to Meyer. Ball bounced high outside. BridgeSports really is making concerted effort to drive on every shot, every challenge by MSI. It came to Elias, who we've seen one time absolute bullets from 30, 40 yards out. But with the pressure of the on-rushing BridgeSports defender, it went up over the top. Again, young players at home, take that extra effort, those extra steps. When you have a player of the other team lining up for a shot, that pressure in front of them can make all the difference. Slotted through, Nelson will usher it back to Use. Use in no hurry. BridgeSports going to go back to about the 40-yard line, taking their line of pressure. As a coach, you love to see what you work on in training show on the pitch game day, and you can absolutely see this mid-high line that BridgeSports has. It has just been so controlled, so disciplined, looked well. They wait at the 40. They allow MSI to knock it around the back behind it and typically send one player in somewhere in that 50-yard mark from goal, the football 40-yard line into the 35. And it's worked really well for them. Plus, it saves some legs and you're not chasing in the back. Joshua Engwa, 19, will be looking to sub on here shortly for BridgeSports. Getting crowded down the end. Use coming out as he's done well all night. He's only had to make a couple saves, but that's, to our count, the fifth ball that he has played and blasted out more than 20, 30 yards from his own goal. Sissoko coming out, having a good night. Again, nearly had the one and only assist on the night. Great give and go. Worked with Hodges. Hodges not able to beat UPSL on it. BridgeSports knocking it around, goes back to Siena. They're not a Barcelona possession team. They are a team that looks to go big. On cue there. Siena trying to find, I think that might be Hodges there on the outside on the far side. Little shaky there in the back. A team almost getting a freebie going in the goal. One back there by Lewis. Meyer with one of his first touches of the night after coming in. Meyer's one of those players that never gets flashy, but seems like he's got about 9 eyes on parts of his head, shoulders, and arms. Sees everything going on. Capolini coming. Flicks it up over the top, a little bit of an extra push. Lewis in the back, not happy with that call. So this is a key moment, and we talked about the goal can possibly come from something special or possibly a mistake. This would be one of both. Thomas, who just came in the game, kind of an unnecessary shove on the back of Capolina after he had floated it up over the top. So Capolina will be looking to drive this in-swinging ball to the far post. MSI 4 or 5 players in the mix there. There it comes. Initial touch. Looked like it was going right to BridgeSports. Katim was able to turn his body, get a toe touch, pull it forward, but not able to control it, and it rolled out to Siena, who then in return ends up giving it back, trying to find Hodges there on the outside, throws it just a step ahead of him, and it runs out back to MSI. Now MSI's been more on the front foot in this second half. That was all Bridgeport in the first half. Definitely see some momentum shifting, some possession switching, but it didn't lead to any goals in the first half, so we'll see what it leads to, if anything, in the second half. Engwa with the sub, Engwa the sub with the throw in. Slides it back to Butler, over to Lewis. Lewis to the outside. Akkad does a nice job, drives forward, pulls back. Meyer fighting hard, well defended though, but MSI comes out on top. Lynham with it, has a backpack on him. Johnson doing a nice job all over the back of Meyer, not taking the foul. Capolino will take the throw. We're expecting a short one here. It's got Lynham, Kelly down the line. Yep, right to Lynham. Lynham, nice spin move. Oh, great backwards touch flick by Capolina. Referee crew calls a last second touch. Nobody in red agrees. And again, something that's not typically dangerous in our sport now in essence turns into another corner kick. The 8th long throw of the night for MSI, mostly coming from this left flank. Driving this hard. Myers hanging back this time. Last time he drove in. Katim looks like he's going to be the target right there in front of the goalie on the post. Oh, and it just went up over Katim's head. Sienna, who's done a fantastic job getting punches out of traffic, got the left-hand punch on it. Boxing coaches would be proud of that jab that he threw there. But the foul was ultimately called on Katim for getting a little bit of extra body pressure. And we have a Bridgeport defender down with what looks like a cramp. Again, we have just a perfect night. We were just north of 60 degrees to start. We're just kind of approaching that 60-degree mark at the moment. Slight breeze, beautiful night to be out at the game, even better night to be on the pitch somewhere. Bridgeport has really struggled for possession and almost nothing in the attacking half this half. That one goes off MSI. It was their chance to complain about it. They've got a little bit of space down here. Headley has it. Has Capolino on him. Does get it across. Oh, initially found his player. Touch was not controlled, knocked through. Great battle there in the middle. Ref says both guys were doing about the same. Katim went down hard. What you love about Katim is he's a guy that will fight hard. He took the push there, and the ref is calling back the first one. Folks in green don't agree, but looked to be the right call. We were singing Katim's praises, how he gets knocked down and just gets up. That was definitely a case of frustration. He thought he got fouled. The ref did not agree. The two of them are having a little coffee chat at a moment. And then Katim came back and gave a kind of senseless push from behind. Ref initially let it go because Bridgeport had possession, and then he called back the advantage. He is pushing them back about 5 yards. So they'll be about 45 yards out from goal. They've got one player near post. They're sending 5 players in the scrum there at the top of the 18 far post. Now Mook is looking to drive this. We're anticipating an in-swinging left-footed ball. MSI's holding their line. They drop last second. Nelson, who was the one that dropped, headed it out. Lynham gets a touch. Oh, just fantastic team defending there. Butler and Lewis pulled a two-man tag team. With Ngatho tracking back as well. So one MSI player was facing 3 red shirts. Again, talking to coaches before the game, the idea was that BridgeSport would still want to be attacking and putting high pressure, but can they get back and not give in to the counter? And they've successfully have done that tonight. Ball coming up over the top. MSI calling for a corner. Elias kind of gives a half-hearted argument there and then quickly retreats. Up and over the top, finds his man. We have a one-on-one situation, gets the shot. Yusuf forgets that there was a little bit of contact after the shot. And then the rebound came through. Yusosa is able to make 2 saves on that. Boy, that ball looked like it was driven more far post, going to be on the left flank. And I think the wind kind of held it up and the spin held it up. All of a sudden, it ended up in the middle of the pitch. Thomas had it on his foot, number 15 in red, going at goal. Had a defender draped on him, but had a little bit of space. Yusosa making an excellent save there, doing an excellent job. And then what looked like might be a really dangerous rebound came out, and player wasn't able to really get a hold of it. It went straight back to Yusosa. Martini took the foul there. BridgeSport closing it in, defending well. Meyer gets a touch up the line. Fon Capellina. Boy, every ball now is well contested. We're seeing, if this was NASCAR, we'd be seeing paint swap going on, kind of DNA swaps. Every ball played, there are 2 guys colliding. So Abdur Nima is coming out. Babor Sangya, who's on the ball now. Is into the game for MSI. Another contested opportunity going both ways. Guys bumping and banging. We've seen the intensity and the physicality cranking up about every 20 minutes as we're heading to that 4th quarter in essence. We will see who's going to win those battles, but it has definitely increased as the night's gone on. Again, this is a BridgeSport team that took a 4-1 loss at home last week to MSI. And now they are in a 0-0 game where they had the lion's share of the opportunities in the first half. It has been much more MSI in the second half, but neither team able to break through. Both keepers playing well, neither being asked to do anything spectacular. Neither has really come up with a plus save as of yet. This is where most of this game has been fought and played, in the midfield. You see the effort by Martini. So out to Ilias, it goes for a 1 quick touch. Fons Myers got 3 players running down, chooses to draw it back. Oh, just not quite enough. Was trying to find his player at the penalty spot. There was a player parked at the top of the 6 for BridgeSport that deflected it out. The ball back to MSI. This time it goes into Ilias and gets won by BridgeSport. Ilias defends without the foul. Combined pressure there with Kelly. able to, when Lynham was able to win that back. And once again, a long throw. Sure feeling like first goal of the night is either going to come from one of these long throws or is going to come on the counterattack as MSI sends 5, 6, 7 players into the penalty area on these things. It is prom time here in Montgomery County, and we have some dancing and some hugging going on inside the penalty area. The refs say it's a little bit too much. Save it for the Saturday night dance. Very much part of MSI's plan for Katima to create a distraction. They get it in. Bridgeport again wins one of those in the head. That's Lewis doing an excellent job. Has been all over those tonight, getting up high. Lynham gets it. Gets a flying backpack. That is without a doubt the quickest yellow card that's come out tonight. Dylan Headley came hard on the back of Lynham. Nice job by our officiating crew to get that yellow up forcefully and quickly, kind of get the tensions down. That's the closest thing we've had to what referees refer to as an orange card, kind of halfway between that yellow or red. The red defender just turned around and walked away. Wasn't any confrontation, anything that deserved anything more. But Headley will want to be careful going forward. Elias looking to drive this one hard and low. It gets through, an initial touch, and then it slides through to Lynham, who's able to maintain it inside the penalty area. Slides it back to our Sababor. Gets it, can't quite get it across. Bridgeport gets it into the attack. We have a 1-on-2 situation with our Mook, who holds it up a little bit. Oh, fantastic thought and pass, slides it back. Martini was able to just read it. Martini just plays that defensive mid at number 6. Now the counterattack by MSI. Katim into the attack. Bridgeport defending well. Katim with a little bit of a tuck and roll there, hoping to get a call out of it. I don't think he expected it so much. Again, goes down, gets up and keeps going. Him and Ilias probably lead this MSI team with miles on their boots for the season. Workman effort again. But Katim, who we believe is leading this team in goals, has not had a shot on goal tonight. But tonight's game's not going to take many. Up over the top for Bridgeport, trying to play down to Hodges, who was such a impactful part of this game in the first half. Looks like he's hobbling a little bit now. Been involved in a bunch of confrontations, both offensive and defensively. But we really have seen a shift in play. MSI been the far more dangerous team in the second half, but this Bridgeport team is defending well. And not to keep repeating, but we talked about how we were looking to see if they would be able to get back into the counters defensively, hanging with this MSI team that attacks well and strong with numbers in the counter, and Bridgeport has really done it, numbers back. Right now they look like they have a defensive line of about 7. Now it's showing more as kind of a 5 and 2 holding midfield defenders, kind of a double number 6 in front of them. MSI's kind of having to look it around. Capellina, who's really played a vital role in the attack tonight from the outside back, finds Meyer recently into the game. Does a nice job as always under pressure, takes a bump, keeps it. Martini trying to find Elias. Great battle. Both guys go up, come down. Meyer on it, defended out by Bridgeport. Comes back. Nima serves one in. Fantastic first touch. Oh, Nima served about a 65-yard ball onto the head of Brian Kelly. We could see it happening. Kelly created just enough space, was by no means wide open. Created a little bit of space, got the head, far post. Sienna just perfect textbook, went left hand low on that, but the deflection came right out to MSI, and we believe it was Lynham that would love to have that one back, that was not able to tuck that one in and even get it on goal. We really could see that deflection. We saw it going in the net, and it did not materialize. So we stand at 0-0. MSI going into the attack. Martini, instead of looking to drive it when they had numbers, looked to play the quick ball. Trying to find Lynham, who goes down with apparent cramping, to the chagrin of the BridgeSports team. But if BridgeSports uses this well, they will take an opportunity, get some water, get a little bit of a breath, use it almost as a timeout. Manuel Awa looking to sub in here for BridgeSport. Lynham will have to come out momentarily as the trainer went onto the field. We see a sub looking like they're ready to go in for MSI, but Lynham is lined up like he is looking to get back in. Lynham trying to get back in. Since he was not subbed out, he can do it in the flow of play. Yasosa with a jumping, flying header there. Really comes off his line well. He's done an excellent job right there at the edge of the box. So Lynham does come back in now. Number 7, Awa coming in. Dylan Headley subbed out there for Bridgeport. Looks a little frustrated. Played an excellent game, a lot of fight. So Manuel, number 18, in for MSI. Kelly's night is done. Had a good night, had some opportunities, created some good opportunities as well. Nothing that ever materialized. MSI really looks to be going for a quick, almost surprise counter, even when they appear to have numbers. We'll see if they make any adjustments on that or if that's really the plan. Nice little touch there. Ball driven left foot. No issues for your Sosa. Narmook, since coming in, has found some space. Found the ball here on his foot on this right flank. Definitely looks like that could lead to a goal here late. Nice little touch. Flag stays down. Katim's on it. Definitely being held and grabbed a little bit. Ref says not enough. Katim with a fantastic spin move. And then just kind of overpowered. Had two options, one a pullback, one more straight across. He went for the teammate that was there. Lynham, we believe, kind of at the top of the 6 on the opposite side. And the adrenaline of the moment just pounded about a 90-mile-an-hour fastball right over the top of lineman's head. Nothing he could do about it. Immediately grabbed the neck, grabbed his shirt. would love that one back. It was a fantastic spin move with two guys hugging him from behind. Shifted left, turned back right, kept possession, had options, and something if he gets another opportunity at, will certainly make the most of. James Johnson subbing out for Bridgeport. Into the game, number 21, Steve Momenya. We apologize to Steve and family if that's not said perfectly. Bridgeport has used most of their subs, getting fresh legs in. MSI's just taking advantage of a couple. See about our fourth player that's cramped tonight. Again, a cold night. But these players have really put the miles on their boots, as we say here at DMV Sports. Up and down this pitch, it's been such an even game. Both keepers have similar number of touches. Both have a couple good saves, neither a great save. First half of possession and attacking went to Bridgeport. Second half has gone to MSI. So about as even of a game as we've ever seen here. Looking for that one extra special play that may make the difference. It looked like it might be that spin move in traffic by Katim. Not able to slow the pump of the blood through the body and through the brain down in time to get a nice soft touch. Not the easiest thing to do. Bridgeport's looking to send one player in. MSI looking to send in two. Brandon Tanyi, 14, will be going in for Bridgeport momentarily. Elias looking for a back heel to Meyer, making a run down the left flank. Nice piece of defending coming back. Martini finding Manuel, not able to go forward with it. Capolina gets it up over the top. Falls to Katim, kind of bouncing around. Meyer does a nice job to touch it. Two players kind of flying. Meyer's tackle initially went down as reckless, and then looks like he kind of mopped off a little bit. So he took the descent, yellow card. Both players were a little off balance. Looked like Meyer was coming in a little higher with the boots. The ref called it. He was not happy about it. Our faithful head trainer here for MSI, Samantha, had a nice, easy, relaxing first half. We have this as a count of her sixth trip on the field here in the second half. Thankfully, all for cramping, nothing serious. Again, not a night you expect to see cramping, but in a game like this that is so even and so back and forth, players are really being challenged, and sometimes you tend to not drink as much leading into a game like this or while it's going on as you do on a warm night. And once the body gets depleted and the cramping starts, it is really hard to get it stopped. Even in this day and age of liquid IV and other drinks that are so helpful. Katim's night is done. Another fantastic effort for him. Not able to get on the score sheet or get a teammate on the score sheet. created some good opportunities, fought hard. Francisco Vieira now looking to step in. So Tanny came in. Hodges, who had a fantastic night, especially in the first half, creating many opportunities, still has the best scoring opportunity of the night, is now out. Looked like he would have liked to have stayed in and finished this game out. Nice individual effort there for Thomas. Won the ball through some traffic, was able to get a pretty good laces down shot. Never quite challenging the goal, though. Stayed on the ground, going left, out of play. To Sosa's right. And folks, just like that, we're in the 89th minute. Feels like this second half started not that long ago. Meyer playing a long ball, almost going out. You hear BridgeSports encouraging their team to go after it. Now they're back. They're back in 8 folks back defending. However, MSI wins it back. Meyer slides it through, trying to find the substitute Vieira. Just a little bit too close to the defender. Meyer back on it. Martini doing a nice job. Typical. Gets it out to his coffee mate, Capolina. They're going to slide it back and look to try the other side. We will have we expect a few more minutes here of stoppage time. Don't know exactly, we haven't seen yet. Expecting maybe up to 4. Ball down in the corner. Emmanuel drives it across. Instead of floating it or on the ground, drove that one at pace. Vieira was right there. Siena up to the task. Cut it off. The Mook on it again. Nice sliding tackle from behind. Referee quickly signals that it was ball. There's always the argument that if you get ball but get the player, that can go both ways. That was a clear case where the ball was won and offensive player came into Nelson. Nelson done a nice job there subbing in at that central defender role. Capolino's been much more into the offense than typical. Does have a giveaway. Martini trying to slide and win it. And in so doing, it knocks it into the path of the oncoming Bridgeport attacker, who then just kind of goes off his foot 30 yards out for the goal kick. And we are into the 92nd minute. Have not been given a signal. Can't believe there's more than about 2 to play. A goal would be a dramatic affair here for either side if they were able to come up with one. Butler once again throwing his body on the line, winning that defensively. Took a little bit of a shot from Ilias. Ilias shook his hand right away. Wasn't intending that, just trying to win the ball. Tired Bridgeport defender trying to drive a ball. Pulled it, curved out of play. Throw in MSI. Final minute or 2 here, folks. Can somebody get one last good opportunity? Vieira trying to drive it long. Bridgeport defending. Bridgeport now back with 9 players behind the ball. We asked the question whether they would make the adjustments from last week. They did. This game's still in the balance. The team that would benefit from a tie the most would be Boley's sitting in first place. MSI needed to win to stay in line, just 1 game behind them. This throw comes in short. Not sure if that was the intention. Martini fighting with, Ochoa there, fighting for it. Good pressure by MSI to keep Bridgeport in the defensive end. Ball boys working hard to win that back quickly. Can't be more than 60 seconds left. Ball going up over the top. Lewis once again winning a header. We talk about how many balls defensively MSI wins with Simon there, central division, central position. Lewis has equaled that tonight, done an excellent job. Bridgeport took it about 5 yards too far offensively. Guys in green weren't happy. The ref agreed, called it back. Bridgeport's getting some numbers forward here. Santa plays a good ball. Meyer goes up, does get clipped from behind. Looking a little frustrated, talking to the ref. He wants to be careful. Now Taylor's turn to drive one long on what may be the most appropriate way to end this game. Lewis with a header on an absolute long driven ball. And this one will end 0-0. Probably about the 8th option of what we predicted tonight. Meyer just picked up his second yellow and a red out of frustration, mouthing off to the ref on his way out. He will have to sit next week. We can't tell if Vieira picked up an additional yellow as well. Meyer possibly showing some frustration, not getting more time on the pitch tonight. Well, folks, in what was one of the most interesting, eventful 0-0 draws you will ever see in the game of soccer, we're going to conclude tonight. We're looking forward to what's ahead. Bowley's now taking a little bit more of a commanding position of first place, but them and MSI and Bridgeport have games still remaining, and that could really change things. But a fantastic game, an excellent change of tactics and strategy and positioning for this Bridgesport's team, who was beaten hard on the counterattack 4 times last week, defended fantastically. And this is Matthew Thomas, Donovan signing off.